Sikkim, for centuries, a segregated and independent Buddhist kingdom on the edge of the Himalayas. And since 1975, a small, autonomous, federal state of India. Historical, cultural, and spiritual, Sikkim is strongly associated with Tibet and possesses more than 200 monasteries. The most holy monastery of the Nyingmapa schools is in Tashiding and is located on a mountain in the east of the country along the route from Darjeeling. The monastery was built in 1717, following the site of a rainbow that connected the site with the majestic Anchenjunga Mountain. The large complex consists of a modest main temple, several buildings, chapels, and Chorten with relics of both Chogyals and Lamas. On the 15th day of the first month of the Tibetan calendar, followers from all over Sikkim come to Tashiding to celebrate the Nyingmapa Bumchu festival. The streets are narrow, steep and bumpy. But the land is fertile and cultivated by many farm workers. The sleepy village of Yoksum is located on a large plateau. In 1642, 3 lamas met here. They came from various parts of the Himalayas in order to appoint a religious leader. In Norbalang Chorten, numerous offerings were made. The building is thought to have been constructed of stone and earth from various regions of the country. The stone throne of the first Chogyal and a stone footprint are also worshipped here. On the northern edge of the village is the sacred Gangtok lake, whose water is often used for religious ceremonies. Along the lakeshore are many Buddhist prayer flags erected by the faithful who hope their wishes will be answered by the gods. The sacred water is green and calm and reflects the flags and surrounding mountains, a place of tranquility, ideal for meditation. Yoksum is also the starting point of the Zongri Trail, one of the few trekking routes that is also available to outsiders. Experienced guides routinely stow baggage on the back of the yak. And now we commence the demanding several days ascent towards Anchenjunga. A romantic forest trail leads to the Dubdi Monastery that was built high above Yoksum in a spectacular location in 1701. Two prayer houses and 3 stupas are situated in the fenced garden terrain. It's one of the oldest monastery complexes that is no longer inhabited by monks. Religious texts are stored in these houses of worship, and saints and demons survey the scene. A place of pilgrimage 1,700 meters above sea level. Again and again, bridges cross huge canyons with wild, rushing mountain streams. Frighteningly narrow routes lead further up into the mountains. At 2,000 meters, the Dubdi Monastery, along the route to the Magic Lake. Initially, only a forest of prayer flags can be seen. And next, a long footbridge and small lake, another sacred place. According to legend, the leaves that fall upon the surface of the lake are collected by a bird, so the purity of the water is assured. Our journey travels through various villages and street markets. Around 75% of the population are Nepalese Gurungs. Lepchas, the former rulers, form about 20%, and the remainder are Bhutias. Soon we reach Pelling, a peaceful, fast-growing city which is about 2,085 meters above sea level and now a popular tourist destination. Buildings, including hotels, overlook the Anchenjunga and are situated high up the steep slopes. And the buildings have been built according to traditional design. Indian holidaymakers have discovered this mountain resort, particularly honeymoon couples from Calcutta. From Pelling, a strenuous but scenic path leads up the final hill to the Chogyals Monastery. Mostly shrouded by dense fog, this, the oldest of Sikkim's monasteries, is full of mystique, as is the interior of the prayer house. The monastery was destroyed by fire and rebuilt in 1948 and contains a few of the monastery's original clay statues. The original monastery was built by Latsun Chenpo, and its name means the island of esoteric doctrine, a worthy description. However, just 2 kilometers from Pelling, another impressive monastery is perched at the end of a ridge high above the Rangit River, Pemayangtsigompa. This was also founded in the 17th century by Latsun Chenpo and belongs to the Nyingmapa order. Each new year, at the Losar celebration, a Guru Drogmacham is performed here. Gazing is one of the largest meeting places. On market day, the small main square and adjacent streets are occupied mainly by farmers who offer freshly harvested fruit and vegetables. The produce is weighed and the price bargained for, a colourful activity full of excitement and colour. Here, the origin of the name Sikkim becomes clear. Sukkim means happy home. After the first Chogyal resided in Yoksum, his son, King Tensung Namgyal, moved the capital to Rabdense. The rule of a secular and religious leader of Sikkim was soon recognized by Tibet, and its territory extended far beyond the borders of today. Hostilities by the Nepalese army destroyed the capital, and only the ruins of the palace have survived. The farmhouses all have the same design, with thatched roofs and mud walls replaced by corrugated iron and cement. In small rural communities, fields are cultivated and cattle are bred. Warm hospitality is part of the lifestyle of the people. They live simply, but not in poverty. Their work can be seen everywhere, but it's a hard life. Dangerous and winding roads lead through the rugged wilderness of the Himalayas. Near the small town of Kwezing is the Bone Monastery of the same name. It was built in the last decade of the 19th century, while under the rule of Tutob Namgyal. The history of the Bone faith, which originated in Tibet, dates back to the 9th century. Different from Buddhism, the Holy King was at its center. The relationship between shamanism and nature has been preserved right up to the present day. And fortune-telling is also part of the Bone religion. We experience a mangru gompa that was due to a funeral. It's a fascinating ceremony with matching music and prayers, and the participation of the whole community. A few monks of the tiny monastery pray for the deceased. And the villagers receive food and drink, next to the spot where the body has been cremated. The gateway to West Sikkim is Legship, an important traffic junction in the deep valley of the Rangit River. However, there's always a delay of a few hours before travellers are able to continue their journey. Scattered over a mountain pass is the rather sleepy market town of Ravangla, 65 kilometres from the capital. There's a vegetable market and several shops, and people come from the entire region to do their shopping here. Many vehicles are parked along the main street, essential transport for those who come here to shop. A well-organized system that is very effective even in this remote area. Ravangla is home to a large Tibetan community that has introduced an arts and crafts center with carpet weaving. Here, the tradition is passed on and sales provide a living for the people. The detour to Ralong is a bumpy journey along a hazardous road. During stormy weather, sections of the road often break away and crash into the steep abyss below. But it's a worthwhile adventure. The Ralong Monastery and its young student monks give a warm welcome to visitors. The oldest monastery in Kagyupa is a splendid sight. After the fourth Chogyal returned from a pilgrimage, he planted seeds of cereal from the Tsurphu monastery in Tibet and had a monastery built. "100 monks reside here in a new building, the Anchenjunga Monastic Institute. In the 11th century, the Kagyupa school of Buddhism was disseminated by the Nyingmapa from Tibet. The basis of the teachings were tantric and magical exercises. So the reality of wisdom, enlightenment, veneration, and emptiness are deemed to be identical. The narrow road leads to West Sikkim. It travels past tea plantations, on whose slopes are planted endless rows of tea bushes. Sikkim is India's most northerly region. The black first flush from the Temi Tea Garden is considered to be a royal tea, with a subtle, sweet, elegant and harmonious taste. Plantation was established in 1969, and today Sikkim tea competes with that of Darjeeling, despite their obvious differences. Our journey passes through small mountain towns and picturesque villages. Rural life and well-worked landscape terraces. Here, despite the altitude, rice is grown. Sikkim is rightly known as Bamyuldenjong, hidden valley of rice. Finally, we reach the old Rumtek monastery, in which the 16th Nyingmapa resides. In 1959, following invasion by the Chinese, Rangyong Rigbidoje fled from Tibet. But within a few years, the Nyingmapa had begun to build a new monastery on land gifted by the King of Sikkim, Chogyal Tashinamgyal. Rumtek is the head office of the Karma Kagyu school that was founded by Gyalwa Karmapa Dusun Kyapa near to Lhasa in the 12th century. The cult of black hats has great influence and has spread Tibetan Buddhism to the west, but the monastery continues to be protected from its various enemies. Near Gangtok is the Dubdi Monastery, which was founded by Gawang Rinpoche, who is believed to be the 12th incarnation of Zumang Gawang. It is a monastery of typical Tibetan design with brightly painted columns and external walls, and gallery corridors in front of the monks' living quarters. Life in the monasteries was often hard and full of privation, and due to a shortage of young people, many families had to send at least one son to the monastery. Only a few were suited to demanding philosophical study, and so the monks were divided into various lower divisions of monastic service. Major changes in monastery life began during the revival of the monasteries in the late 1970s. But their deep faith has been preserved. Gangtok, a multicultural capital, extends along a mountainside at an altitude of 1,870 meters and was once located on a busy trading route to Tibet. Here Buddhism has survived despite its transformation to a modern city. And the Enchi Monastery is popular with the local people. The monastery was built on a site blessed by Druptob Kapo. From Ganesh Tok Tower, there's a fine view of the city, which, due to the altitude, is usually covered in cloud. Although its hillside location leaves little space for streets and buildings, there's a small park and a fountain. The flower show complex features an extensive collection of orchids and various mountain plants, and seeds and bulbs can be purchased here. The imposing whitewashed Dodril Chorten is a reminder of Guru Rinpoche, who hid precious texts in Sikkim. Contemporary life has not affected Gangtok, but its traffic is well organized. And the small buildings and streets are clean and well maintained. Football's popular, so a stadium was built on the hillside. And the pedestrian zone of Nyingmapa, with shops, restaurants and small cafes, makes it easy to forget the city's remote location at the foot of the mountains. It's the city's best shopping street and is around 1 kilometer long. Gangtok knows how to present its charm. In tradition, spirituality, culture and handicrafts, ethnic diversity and rural life. All combined with both myth and legend. Sikkim, a jewel on the edge of the Himalayas.